What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about being patient and having faith that things will work out when it comes to your life. Also, I want to point out I've noticed the main things that, like, it's easy to tell what your purpose is, the things you're put here to do. It's so easy to know that and to know other people's purposes as well. And the best way to know that is to the thing you struggle the most, or the things you have the most blockages with, like, for example, like, let's say, for example, your desire is to, let's say, for example, you want to be in a romantic connection, right? Like, let's say you're a hopeless romantic. You also want to have a group of like-minded people, or a group of friends that are in your circle, right? That you click well. Well, unfortunately, because you want that so bad, and you just know that you always wanted that your whole life, you've always been craving it. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, God or the universe, or how life operates, is that life is going to do whatever it takes to block you from getting those things. And it actually will give you the opposite of those things. So, for example, like, because you want to be in a romantic connection so bad, or you always crave one, or you just know you're going to get one eventually, you end up meeting people that are very narcissistic, or like you keep dating or attracting partners that are selfish, narcissistic, or emotionally unavailable, or they're not a good fit for you, they're not compatible with you. Or let's say, whenever you're in a connection, but for whatever reason, physical circumstances doesn't work out. So maybe you might have a car, but the other person doesn't have a car. So now it's hard for you to even meet up with that person, or you two live in a completely different states. So it's hard for you to meet up with that person unless you're willing to pay for so much money for a plane ticket, you know? There's just so many blockages, there's so many obstacles that get in the way. It's just a clear indicator that you're just not meant to be, no matter how hard you try. Also, like, when you're trying to meet other partners, or if you go on dates, you seem to be very disappointed because they don't understand you, they don't get you, and stuff like that, you know? So those are examples, and people actually experience this shit. But it's just funny, I always see a pattern. These same people who experience these blockages and these fucked up situations, these are the same people that always crave, always want a romantic connection. It's not that they're chasing it, and the things they want is getting away from them. It's not that. It's more so they have more to offer than the average person, than the average partner. Let's say, like, they're more emotionally aware, they're very emotionally available, they work on themselves, they have boundaries. They're pretty much a blessing on whichever partner comes to their life. But so they're good fit to be a partner, but for some reason life doesn't reward the things you want in your heart. I feel like people who experience these things, and those are the examples, it could be within friendships. Like, if you crave to be in friendships, or if you want to meet like-minded people, the people you come across with, they're not gonna get you, or you're gonna come across a lot of narcissistic people, or people who are very emotionally unaware of you, or like they're very incompatible with you. Also, life will put you in situations where it's very hard for you to attract these types of people into your life, based on your life situation. It could be shit like that. Or if you always want to have a loving family growing up, you're going to be most likely born into a very dysfunctional family. So usually people go through the most trauma within certain aspects of their lives tend to be the most innocent. They tend to want those the most out of life, and they tend to, like, really want it because they have all the traits to even to be great at it. But life has a pattern to block you, to block you when it comes to situations like that. I don't know why. I feel like because God or the universe, they like to challenge people, they like to test people, and they like to put them through a lot of bullshit, a lot of unnecessary things, just so they can heal and grow, you know. So this is how it is. So I notice this patterns within my life, but in other people's lives as well. Again, those are just examples I mentioned, but it could go a long ways. It go within wealth, money, your health, this shit like that, you know. So kind of peep that. So if you're trying to get something, but for some reason, like you know you want in your heart, you know that you're very deserving of it, and you know you just it's karmically, it's your birthright to have that karmically. But yet you kept getting blocked from it from like a higher power. Just life seems to like put you in situations where it's blocking you from getting that thing or those or multiple things. Just know that most likely is because you're meant to have, and that you are destined to become great at it, whatever that thing you want. But that, so life has to block you, life has to put you through a lot of bullshit and tests. I don't believe in life testing you just so you could become better. I don't believe in that. That could be true, but what I'm saying, what I mean that when I don't believe in that is that, like, I don't agree how life operates. I don't agree how God or the universe go about things when it comes to testing people, putting them in fucked up situations through a lot of trauma for them to even get the thing they always wanted, rightfully so. So I don't agree how God operates or how life operates, but this is how it is. So that's all I got to say. I'm also going to talk about patience. Patience is very hard, but patience is very necessary. I'm the type of person where, like, I struggle with patience a lot because I put in a lot of work, but because of my outside circumstances and the people that I was forced to be around with, they play a role on why I'm not where I need to be in life. And I don't mean that in playing in the blame game or playing victim. No. I've bought my own car by myself. Got my own apartment by myself. I'm learning about society by myself. I'm making multiple streams of income by myself. I never had family support. I never had people tell me on how society works. No one taught me how to get a car. No one taught me how to drive a car. No one taught me how to buy an apartment. No one taught me how to buy a house. No one taught me how to make money. No one taught me how to have financial literacy. Everything that every human being should know. I was never taught that because I never had family that were competent enough to even understand how to raise a proper family. Like, I came from a very dysfunctional, toxic, abusive, narcissistic family, and because they're so fucking useless and they're just losers and they're very, like, dysfunctional and just fucking abusive, I had to cut them off. But yeah, even then, if I were to never cut them off, they still wouldn't tell me shit because they're too fucking dysfunctional. So there's certain things, there's certain stuff I want to experience within life that I really want to do, but because of my outside circumstances, I might have to wait a lot longer compared to the average person who have things handed to them, like money, resources, knowledge, stuff like that, connections. I'm the type of person where I have to work harder for those things, and it really pissed me off. But so at times I do have to sit myself and have a talk with myself and to really observe my life, self-reflect, and to really sit still and to realize that I will get it, and I'll definitely am deserving of it, but I have to set up a game plan or go back to the drawing board to realize that it's not going to happen instantly. I'm not going to get it overnight. It's going to take time. But as long as I stay disciplined, if I stay focused, if I stick to a very strict disciplined routine, I'm going to be straight. I have no distractions. I have no one in my circle, so meaning I'm not around dysfunctional families. I cut them off. I'm not in a romantic connection. I've cut off a lot of connections out of my life romantically because these women were they just weren't on my level. Like, they're not. Like, I had to break up with a woman lately because me and her, we know each other for about a couple years, but we're always going back and forth. It's just hard because she's not at my level. Like, no disrespect or anything, but she's not. Like, she's got her own struggles going on in life. I'm trying to focus on my own things, but she doesn't have her own place. She doesn't have her own car. Like, she's going to school, but she doesn't even work. She still lives with her fucking family. So it's like, and we live in different states. So, like, it's hard for her to really, like, me and her, we are in different timelines. I'm in a timeline to where I'm trying to excel in life. I'm trying to, like, go up in life. She's more into, like, in her life, she's more so like struggling to get by in life, you know, and I didn't break up, or our connection didn't end because of that. It ended because she's not in a place emotionally to fulfill my emotional needs, you know? Like, I don't mean it like that. I mean it like, because if you're in a connection with someone, you two are supposed to, like, give love to each other and have equal give and take, and, you know, but because she's in a situation in her life, because we're in different timelines, she's in a situation in her life where she can't really give that to me because she's trying to focus on her own career goals and how to, like, move up in life. Well, like, it's hard to explain. I'm pretty much set. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm in a place where I can offer emotional stability. I can be in a place where I can date. I can be in relationships like that. I can be in that place like that. It's hard for me. The only difference, the only thing that's blocking me is that it's hard for me to find the people that's even worthy of me dating, or like it's hard to find like-minded people for me to date. You know what I'm saying? But with her, she can't be at that level because she's has to focus on getting her own place, getting her own car, making her own money. So it's hard for her to do that. So that's what I'm trying to get at. We're in different timelines. It doesn't mean she's a bad person, or I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to talk shit, but I'm just saying that we are in different timelines. So it's hard for us to work together, you know? So, and I feel like this definitely applies to classes within dating. It kind of makes sense because not all the time, but most of the times, like, this is why you see, like, rich people date rich people, or I'm not saying rich, but, like, you see, like, usually the middle class will always tend to date people in the middle class. You will not see me dating a very famous rich person. It's not going to happen because we're in different timelines. You know what I'm saying? Same thing where I wouldn't date someone that's not in a financial place to where they can take care of themselves. You know, so me, if I'm going to date someone like that, we're in different timelines. It's not going to work out. So that's kind of, I feel like, reasons why people in different class ranges tend to date people in the same class range as them, because they're basically in similar timelines, or they can at least be compatible in that way, you know? So finances does play a huge role, without a doubt, you know? I'm not saying it doesn't have to work all the time. Some instances it does work, but it depends on the situation. But for most situations, in my opinion, you have to, if you're trying to look for a partner, you two have to be in the same class range, in my opinion, you know? So you don't have to, but usually you're more compatible with the person in your class range because you two are in similar timelines, pretty much. So that's what I'm trying to get at. It's a lot more difficult if you're trying to date someone that's in a different class range for you, either upper or lower, you know? It's just not going to work out. So, but yeah, so also there's different places I want to live at. I really want to travel. I really want to make more money and stuff like that. But again, it takes patience, you know. I'm in a situation, right? So, for example, so me, I really want to live out of state. I want to either live in California, or Miami, or either Miami or California. Those are my top two places, or New York, Miami, or California. But I mean, Miami, Tampa Bay, it's all in the Florida range, but I don't like certain parts of Florida. I only like places in Florida where, like, there's a lot of things to do, like Miami, Tampa Bay, Fort Lauderdale maybe. And yeah, so that's specifically in Florida. In California, San Diego, possibly Los Angeles. I'm too kind of weary of that. Yeah, and New York, Manhattan, New York. Like, I want to live in the big parts of these states. I'm currently in Kansas. And Kansas is like the middle of nowhere. It's the middle of nowhere. They got no beach over there. They barely have any communities. The only thing what Kansas has, that where I'm living at, is that they have a lot of college/military communities like that. But I got out of the military just because I got out the military. I want nothing to do with the military. So I hate seeing people, or I don't want to see people that's in the military, and I don't want to deal with being around college kids, you know. I want to be around grown people, you know. Even when it comes to bars and clubs, most of it is college kids, you know. If I'm in New York, Miami, or California, they have bars out there, but it's for grown men, like grown men and women, for grown people, you know. So that's what I want. I'm 28, you know. So I want to meet women that are grown. I don't want to meet college kids, you know. But the most college females are extremely attractive. They're um they're at an age range. They're not too young. They're probably like in their like early 20s or so, but that's very attractive, you know. So that, you know, so a lot of hot women in college. So that's the thing I don't mind and stuff, but at the same time I feel kind of like I'm too old to be going to these bars and clubs with these college kids. You know, I'd rather go to a grown adult fucking clubs and bars, you know. Yeah, but like I live literally next to a college campus, and I go there all the time to study, to go to the gym over there. I play basketball over there. I study in the library, so I visit there all the time. But there's also like military bases nearby and stuff like that. So that's the only thing Kansas has. That's kind of that's one of the things that's good about Kansas, at least where I'm at. So I don't mind that because I get to focus, I get to study, and I get to meet people. But I don't like meeting younger people. I don't. But it is what it is though. So because it gets boring most of the time. There's nothing really to do over there. It's small. It's like there's no beach, there's no mountains. It's like no, it's very dull. There's no energy in that area. So I don't like it. But and I'm forced to stay there until November because when I first got my apartment, because no one, my parents, my family never taught me how to. Since they didn't tell me anything. When I bought my first apartment, I didn't know anything about a lease date. I didn't know anything about signing stuff. I didn't know. All I knew is that I needed a place to stay ASAP, and I needed to find ways to make money because I got out the military with no support. Most people who got out the military, they fall back into their family. They go back to the state that they were raised from, they were born into, to go back to their families so they get settled. With me, I didn't have to. I couldn't do that because I cut off all my family members. I blocked all of them. I live 25 hours away from them. And because I cut them off because they were very dysfunctional and abusive. So that's one of the reasons why I've been joining the military, so I get away from them. So when I got the military, I had no choice but to stay in that area that I got out the military, like Kansas. I was stationed in Kansas. So I just stay in Kansas. My goal was to stay in Kansas temporarily, just to buy temporary housing and try to look for work so I could like get settled when it comes to my benefits, get all of my income streams set up from the military when it comes to veteran benefits, so I could get everything settled in. So once I got everything settled in, I didn't realize, oh shit, since I signed the lease in November, I didn't know that if I want to leave before my lease ends, I have to pay extra fees. I have to pay a lot more money, 3 times worth of my rent, including this month's rent. So that's total of like $4,000, you know, and I don't have that money to pay all that up front, you know. So now I'm gonna have to write it out until November and keep my head up, you know. So there's why I need to set a strict routine. I have to make sure I'm getting my workouts in the mornings. I'm making sure I'm studying so I get my other certifications and licenses and knocking out college courses because I'm getting paid to do those from the VA, from being a veteran. If I go to school, I get paid to go to school, so I might as well knock these out, you know, so I can make more money, you know. So that's the thing I'm trying to really focus on. But at the same time, it's like, man, like I really want to move. Like I really want to go to a different state. I want a fresh new start. I don't want to see people that I've been in the military with. I'm tired of seeing college kids. I want to be in a completely different environment, you know. But especially me, I'm the type of person where I like hotter weather. I like being in the water. I like the ocean. I love nature. Kansas doesn't really have that as much. No shady Kansas, but those are the things I'm craving. I just wanted a brand new start in life, you know. I also love traveling, but because of these restrictions, I have to be patient. I have to be mentally strong. I have to be disciplined. I can't break down, you know. So I have to focus on the end goal. I can't focus on the present moment. I can't focus on my circumstances. I have to focus on the end goal. So what helps keeping me sane and making improvements is to have a set goal every day, but more so importantly, have a set routine every day so I can knock these goals out, so I can be occupied. And next thing you know, because time is speeding up so fast every year, the days are going by extremely quicker. Next thing you know, it's gonna be November, and then bam, I have the freedom to move or to live wherever I want to live at, you know. So That's what I'm trying to get at. In the meantime, stack my money, save my money, so once it is time for me to move out, I'll be prepared. I have a cushion, you know. So, but yeah, but that's all I gotta say. I just want to get this off my mind, but it's a random video. But basically, I talked about the importance of being patient, being disciplined, um, overcoming life's restrictions and lack of support. I also talked about this video signs and how to know if you're meant for certain things in life when you really want it. So that's all I got to say. Have a good one. Peace.